How did Macbeth turn from a noble man to a power-hungry maniac?
It all starts in the first scene of Act 1 when the three witches are speaking with each other. As we all know, witches are known to be evil and wicked creatures who are never up to any good.
Readers can notice that the witches have a unique way of speaking. In this play, Shakespeare has his characters speak in iambic pentameter. However, he has the witches speak in a sing-song kind of way as if they're casting spells.
Shakespeare is trying to make a distinct difference between the witches and the rest of the characters. These features add suspense, fear, anticipation, and darkness to the play.
At the end of this scene, the witches agree to meet with Macbeth and they chant their famous line of,
"Fair is foul, and foul is fair."
The audience can then predict that something unfortunate will happen to Macbeth because the witches are involved.
The witches act as a plot device in this play. A plot device is anything that moves the plot forward. The witches tell Macbeth the prophecy that he will become king. Because of this prophecy, Macbeth becomes ambitious to become king and later decides to kill King Duncan for it.
Macbeth is troubled when he learns that Malcolm will become the Prince of Cumberland and says that this is a step on which I must fall down or else overleap. The only reason Macbeth wants to do something about Malcolm becoming the Prince of Cumberland is because of the prophecies that the witches tell him. Basically, without the witches, Macbeth would never have become king.
Even though the witches do not physically show up in the play very often, Macbeth is always thinking of them. This can be seen when he says,
I think not of the witches.
While speaking with Banquo, but then later says,
Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business.
Now it may seem that the witches are forcing Macbeth to act and think the way that he does, but that's not entirely true. The witches indirectly control his life. They never make Macbeth do any of the deeds that he does. The witches simply say what awaits him in the future, and it's Macbeth who decides to take action based on what he hears from them.
An example of this would be during Macbeth's second encounter with the witches. Before he arrives, the witches chant,
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
This line shows that they plan to cause mischief to Macbeth. The witches tell him,
The power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
And that he won't be defeated unless
Great Birnam Wood to hide on Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
The prophecies of the witches give Macbeth a false sense of security and makes him feel invincible against anyone who opposes him. This leads to his overconfident and arrogant behavior during the battle against the English, which ultimately leads to his death.
The witches also play an important role in illustrating the play's major theme of fair is foul and foul is fair. The prophecy that the witches tell Macbeth seem very fair because it talks about Macbeth's desirable future.
However, the witches' purpose of telling the prophecy is not to bring joy to Macbeth, but to give him the spur to do horrible things in order to become king, which causes others to hate him. Remember, witches are known to be evil and wicked. Their words may sound very fair, but their intentions are always foul.